Good morning.
Are we going?
Good morning, children.
Video on?
Yes. We have emails to answer.
Email. Okay. So, title of this email is Vocal Recording. Email says, I've been recording music for a few years and I sing and play guitar. However, when I record my voice, it sounds really weak compared to what I hear when I just sing. How can I get the actual sound of my voice captured in the microphone?
Yeah. Well, okay, first of all, what you're thinking of your actual voice is probably sounds way cooler to you than it does to everybody else. I used to think I had a very masculine voice. It turns out I sing like a little girl. Because like that fullness that you have is really just like reverberating around in your skull. And so you don't have as much bass and fullness as you think you do. Now, as far as capturing a better performance, let me get a mic. I'll show you some tips. Hold a second.
You better not edit this out.
So here's a dynamic mic. I'm gonna take this thing off. So, all right. So when you sing and you feel like it's this kind of weak or just dark sounding, you're probably singing like this, really close to it. If you want a bigger, just deeper, bigger sound, back it up. Especially in the studio, you can have a couple of inches back here, and that'll add a lot of fullness. Because if you have it close, the thing is you're only getting this much of your vocals, which is why it sounds weak. And when you hear your vocals, it actually is, you're picking up all this out here. So when you back it up, the mic can actually pick up more of what your mouth is actually sending out. Same thing with a condenser or any other mic. Like, especially in the studio, back off from it. Live, I mean, it's kind of a battle against feedback. Ideally, you should do the same thing. Like live, I try to sing right here, but that can be a feedback nightmare because then you're not as loud in the mic, but you'll sound fuller, which is kind of what you're going for. So if you have a decent sound, man, you can back it up. So when you mic check, no, don't mic check back, mic check back here. So that will help a lot in getting a fuller sound. Another thing is, I had a problem with this. Like I would record and just go straight direct into my interface. So I'd record this like just straight sound, and then I'd put a bunch of compression on it, put all the effects and everything. And so the sound that I got after putting all the effects on it was so different than the actual sound that I tracked. And so when I was recording, I'm like, I hope this sounds good through compression. I don't really know. It's the equivalent of like recording a guitar direct. You're like, a direct guitar sounds really weak. It's like trying to play metal on a direct guitar and then put effects on it later and hope it sounds completely right. No, because like the effects that is part of the instrument. So what you need to, like, if you can get some kind of compressor, like this one right here. So this is pretty cheap. It's called a Joe Meek something. That's what it is. Joe Meek. This is a pretty cheap compressor, so I can sing and I know how it's gonna compress it. I still put effects later, but I don't put as many. If you put some effects going into it, you can get a more accurate reading on what it actually will sound like in the mix. So same thing, if like put a little EQ, like roll off your lows or boost whatever a little bit what you would boost, and then put a little compression in there, you can get a more accurate reading on what it's actually gonna sound like in the mix. That's all I got.
Yeah, that.
Much more perception of reality. When there's my discernment of truth, so